Guy Benson with us this morning. Is the president doing the right thing going to Israel?
I think so.
Yeah.
This is probably maximum solidarity that an American president can show in a time like this. There's some risk going over there, politically, physically, but he's doing it. It's exactly the right thing to do without absolving him of some of the policies that helped get us here. You made that point in your opening monologue. I think that's right. You can't just wipe that away and say, oh, well, he's going there. He's said some good words and good speeches. That doesn't make everything else disappear. But given the circumstance right in front of us, trying to make as clear as possible that the United States stands with Israel as strongly as possible is the right thing. It's the commendable thing.
The major objective is keep Iran out.
I think
that's the big deal here.
For sure, although arguably Iran is already in because Iran reportedly helped plan the lethal attack of Hamas that happened a little over a week ago. So the fact that Iran is making threats to get involved, they're already involved. They're involved in the region fomenting terror. They have been doing so for years. And Biden's administration, to come back to criticism of him, they have empowered and enriched that regime at virtually every turn. So I understand that they're trying to keep this thing from really exploding more widely. That is, again, the correct move if you're the president of the United States. But this administration and the Obama administration in some ways set the stage for what we're seeing now, and we can't just ignore that political piece of this.
I agree with you, Ben. Now, you I believe just interviewed the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, about his chartering of rescue flights to bring Americans back to Florida. But why is he banning Palestinians from coming to Florida?
Well, he's just saying that we should not, in the United States generally, accept refugees from Gaza. His argument, and this is, by the way, a point of wide agreement among the Republicans running for president, DeSantis' argument is it's a toxic culture in Gaza. Even the children are brainwashed to hate Jews from birth, basically. So no one wants to see kids and innocent people in trouble. There's an argument now about where to put some of these refugees. And I think the consensus ought to be send them to pro-Palestinian and in some cases pro-Hamas, Arab and majority Muslim states right in that region. Don't bring them here right now. I think that's a fair point. The other point that he made that I found really interesting, the state of Florida in chartering these flights from Israel, also from Greece, because that's where some of the Americans have gone. He's not charging. Florida isn't charging American citizens to come home out of the war zone. The Biden administration, he says, is sending invoices to these people, making them promise, okay, we're going to pay you back. Thank you, federal government, for getting us out of there, and we will send you a check down the line for your trouble. DeSantis made the point, how many countless illegal immigrants has this administration flown to every city in the country at their discretion, at taxpayer expense, but all of a sudden it's citizens who are caught up in a war zone that are going to get stuck with a bill? That is wild, and he said we're not doing that in Florida.
Because he is running for president.
He is.
And that is a wildly popular move, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it probably is.
It's also kind of Trumpian, isn't it? You know, banning Muslim immigrants.
Well, I think saying we're not going to take refugees from Gaza, because his argument is how could we vet these people properly and separate folks out? He's saying, sure, get innocent people out of the way of harm to the greatest extent possible. But given the culture in Gaza and the ideas inculcated, it doesn't make sense right now, especially all the problems that we have already on our hands in this country. Importing some of that mentality into Gaza, or from Gaza into the United States, he thinks is unwise. And given what we've already seen in our streets and on college campuses, I think there are challenges already being faced on that front here.
I think it's a popular move by the governor of Florida. Guy, thanks for being with us.
Great to see you.
Appreciate it, always.